General Motors is ending its 22-year support for Emmy Award-winning documentary filmmaker Ken Burns. GM says it's been forced to rein in spending, and Burns funding was one of the first things to get the axe. Ken Burns is best known for a string of high-profile public TV documentaries, including the Civil War, jazz, and baseball. But we've learned that Ken Burns is going to continue creating documentary films despite having no more money to make them. We hear he's adjusting his style, and instead of taking on giant, epic projects like he has in the past, he's scaling it back a little, people. Actually, he's making films about stuff he found around his house. And we actually have some exclusive footage of his next film. Let's take a look at that.
At the birth of our young nation, the writers of the United States Constitution ensured that America's citizens would uphold domestic tranquility. In the pursuit of forming a more perfect union, one constant has remained in the lives of our nation's people. A tradition as American as baseball, jazz, and even war. Coffee use can be traced to the 9th century when it appeared in the highlands of Ethiopia. From the Muslim world, coffee was spread through Europe by the Bedouin people, then to Indonesia and to the Americas. Popularity of coffee as a beverage grew in the United States, reaching a peak during the American Civil War.
I remember the first time I made some coffee. I could brew a mean pot of joe. Used to be you had to pick the beans yourself, but now, gets me misty-eyed just to think of how far we've come and how proud I am of this country.
The rising demand was equaled by the soaring prose found written on consumer coffee containers.
Chock full of Nuts selects only high-quality 100% Arabica beans for our great-tasting coffees. We carefully roast and grind our premium coffee beans to bring out their rich, full-bodied aroma. Massimo Zanetti Beverage Company.
Sometimes it might not seem worth it. It might seem easier to just stop by the deli on the way to work. But history tells us that the survivors live to tell of the struggle. And it's the struggle that makes good coffee worth drinking in the morning. And it's the coffee that makes us Americans.
I gotta say, it seems like eerily reminiscent of his other films. And you can always tell a Ken Burns film, but that one actually seemed like, wow.
Sometimes you got to reprocess some of those pictures, you know what I mean? I mean, you got pictures laying around, you might be able to use them.